Matt with Whittier Boat Rental. This is our 28-foot custom Peregrine offshore, the Elaine C. Boat is powered with a 350 horsepower Yanmar V8 diesel with a modified Mercruiser IMCO outdrive. Boat features large fuel filter, sea strainer, sea chest with valving to shut the water intake down. We have two batteries, a house battery and a starting battery. In this operation, most of the time you'll want both battery switches set to combine, or 1 and 2. Seawater washdown pump is mounted on the front bulkhead. Outdrive reservoir holds some extra lubricant for the drive. It should generally be in that full range. Oil dipstick, there's one on each side. Normally you wouldn't need to check fluids, we'll do that for you, but we'd operate in the mid-range of fluids. We try not to top off, just anywhere in the full range, and the mid-range is fine. The Elaine C has two 75-gallon fuel tanks, port and starboard, with sight tubes in the engine room. Deck fills are right above the tank, port and starboard. Generally, this boat runs at about 10 gallons per hour at 20 knots. Maybe a little better if you're light. So it has quite a bit of range. The dash is fairly intuitive and basic. Feature a Garmin Marine sounder, plotter combo, VHF radio, basic Cytex radar, and the control panel. Engine controls are fairly simple. It's a power button. To start the engine, you would push the power button. When the electronics come up, you press the start button. Two controls for this boat. One is forward reverse, the other is transmission, or throttle rather. When you shift, you want to be sure the throttle is in lowest position. Should idle at about 550 when you shift. When you shift, want to shift deliberately. It should plunk into gear. You don't want to go slow. There are 4 bilge pumps mounted in this boat. One is in the forward cabin. There's one in the fish hold, 2 in the engine room. Switches should all be set to auto. There's also 2 high water alarms, one in the forward cabin, one in the engine room. The high water alarms are set fairly low, so you have lots of time if you're taking water for some reason. If one goes off, you want to put the pump on and see where the water's coming from immediately. But rainwater will do it. So if there's a little water seeping over the edge of the engine lip, sometimes you'll get a high water alarm. you'll generally want to put your eyes on all the safety equipment. But there's a throwable life raft on the back deck, life jackets under the forward seat, distress flares in the drawer, there's a first aid kit, fire extinguishers are mounted on the seat back there and forward of the bulkhead in the V-berth. There's also an inflatable life raft on board. You'll want to familiarize yourself with its use before you leave. This boat has a 15-gallon freshwater tank. And the table converts to a bed. Just remove the pole, pull the pins, drop the table, and the seat cushions fill in. It's pretty comfortable for, I would say, 1 or 2 small people. The forward V-berth has 4 bunks, and the center is filled, so it's possible to sleep 3 people down there. To make driving easier, this boat has a bow thruster. Turn the on button. Generally don't want to use the thruster for more than a few seconds at a time, but with some practice you can turn the boat in tight circles and makes docking very easy. The bow thruster and the anchor winch, which is an electric capstan, is powered with a separate battery under the V-berth. On that forward bulkhead underneath the center cushion, there's a battery and breakers for both the winch and the bow thruster. There are 2 heaters in this boat. One is a red dot that runs off of the engine. Helps defrost the windows, and it's a warm cabin heater, but only when the engine's running. The other one is a diesel-fired furnace. Discharges right there. The control for the furnace is under the sink, out of the way. Can adjust up and down. These furnaces are kind of prone to fouling, so we recommend that if you run it on low, you also run it on high for 15 to 20 minutes before you shut it off. That'll help keep it clean. The marine head is a basic manual toilet. No paper goes in the head. You'll want to flush it. Use the switch for wet to get water, pump the handle, switch to dry, pump the handle, and the bowl should be clean and not smelly when you're done. We have a small Catch-A-Mac hard bottom raft for shore access. Oars are on board. There's also a pump on board.